Gopi Gita, the Gopi song of separation, with commentary by Srimad Bhaktivedanta and Narayana Gosvami Maharaja. Verse 11. Excerpt. When you go cow herding with your friends, you roam the forest which is covered with sprouts of rice, wheat, and grass that are sharper than needles. Yet your lotus feet are more tender and soft than a delicate lotus flower. Surely these sharp sprouts cause you pain. This very thought disturbs our minds and we become restless. Verse 11. Chalasi yadvrajāccārayanpaśūn nalinasundaraṃ nātha padam kalilataṃ manaha kānt gacchati kalilataṃ manaha kānt gacchati. Translation. O Master, O Beloved, when you leave Vraja to take the cows and the other animals out to graze, the soles of your feet, which are more tender than a lotus, must suffer great pain from sharp pebbles, grasses, and the edges of dry grains. When we think about this, our minds become very agitated. The gopis say, it is not that you give pain only to others, you give pain to yourself as well, and because of this, we become full of sorrow. Here, they imply that Krishna has such a strong desire to give them pain that he gives himself pain, knowing that they will feel it. They say, when you go cow herding with your friends, you roam the forest, which is covered with sprouts of rice, wheat, and grass that are sharper than needles. Yet, your lotus feet are more tender and soft than a delicate lotus flower. Surely, these sharp sprouts cause you pain. This very thought disturbs our minds and we become restless. The word Kalil means confusion leading to sorrow, and Srila Vishvanatha Chakravarti Thakur has revealed a special meaning to quarrel. He explains that the gopis' words can be interpreted in another way, in which case they say, Kali latam. Our mind incites arguments, Kali, and we are thus absorbed in fighting with our own minds. He describes how the gopis quarrel with their mind and their mind retaliates. The gopis say, O mind, if Krishna's feet truly feel pain when he goes cow herding, then why does he go out every single day? If this really hurts him, he would not go out. Why do you uselessly bother worrying about him? Their mind and hearts replies, O foolish cowherd girls, you cannot understand how Krishna's feet are softer than lotus flowers. But you should know that they are extremely tender. Surely pebbles, stone chips, and sharp plant shoots pierce his delicate lotus feet and feels pain. When I contemplate this, I become engulfed in sorrow. The gopis say, O mind, O heart, Krishna does not step on these things. He has eyes, so he avoids all sharp objects that cause pain. He walks on the very soft sand. It is not like that, their minds retorts. The cows do not have the sense to walk only on soft sand and grass. They run here and there. The mind continues, often treading on those sharp stones, and Krishna follows them. The gopis say, It is true that those cows have no intelligence, but Krishna has eyes, so why would he run on the stones and sharp sprouts that would hurt his feet? Their mind replies, "You do not have the slightest trace of love. If you did, you would know that when Krishna runs after the cows, he has no time to consider where he is going. He simply runs throughout Vrindävana, not even noticing the sharp stones. They definitely pierce his feet, and I cannot bear that thought." Now conceding that their heart and mind are telling the truth, the gopis say, "Perhaps Brahma has given us birth as gopis just to suffer all these miseries." To this, their mind replies, "O unhappy gopis, yes, perhaps he has, and in that case, you should suffer. You can remain alive to suffer. You can remain here and tolerate Krishna's pain. As far as I am concerned, accompanied by your life heirs, I am abandoning your bodies, and when I do, you will die." The gopis tell Krishna, "You perpetually torment us with suffering, both in meeting, sanyoga, and separation, viyoga. When you enter the forest to herd your cows, we feel unending grief due to separation from you. There are many cows running in every direction, and to stop them from straying, you follow them and with great effort try to gather them together. You run along rough, uneven paths without even stopping for a moment, and as you do, rough grains and other sharp objects pierce your lotus feet. When we think of this, we drown in sorrow, unable to maintain our patience." Srila Vishvanatha Chakravarti Thakur reveals a deep import of the gopis' words. They mean to say, cows are only animals. They have no wisdom, nor do they have the power to think. Krishna will follow us no matter where we go. His feet will get hurt, and he will not be able to stop to rest. If they understood this, they would not run here and there on rough, uneven pathways. They are mere animals and have neither intelligence nor discrimination. Now the gopis say, "These stones, sharp grasses, and sprouts may penetrate your feet, but they do not penetrate your heart. They penetrate ours. We feel pain because you are nātha and our kanta. Kanta means lover, but much more than lover, nātha generally refers to a beloved, but in this case it means giver of pain. So, when the gopis say, "O nātha," they are actually saying, "O, you who always gives us pain." Krishna says, "Do not be anxious about my feet. Just forget about any discomfort you think I may be feeling." The gopis reply, "But you are our beloved. We cannot stop thinking about it." If a husband or beloved does not return from a place at the expected time, his dear wife or sweetheart cannot help but worry that some calamity has occurred and she may not see him again. She becomes very distressed, only to find out later that all is well. Similarly, the gopis express their mood. You are our beloved, so we are bound to feel like this. If our hearts felt no love for you, we would not feel any pain. Our attachment for you is the root of all our sorrow, but at the same time, it is our natural tendency. The gopis' words are perfectly true. It is only because of attachment that one feels sorrow and pain. They continue, our attachment for you is the guilty party. We know we should have no love and affection for you, but the fact is that we do have it. So, what shall we do? Now, our earnest prayer to you is that you please remove this attachment from our heart. Krishna may retort, it is your mind and heart. You can cut it out yourselves. I'm not responsible for your heart and mind. To this, the gopis reply, our attachment to you is not our fault. It is yours, because you are our beloved and you are so astonishingly attractive. If you were not so affectionate and attractive, we would have no love for you and everything would be all right. You have made yourself so beautiful and such a charming lover that our minds have left us and gone to you. Why have you done that? You alone can remove our attachment because you are now in possession of our mind and heart. If you want to please us, do not roam the forest. Come and stay with us. That is the remedy. In each of the verses of Gopi Gita, the gopis pray, please appear before us. In the previous verse, they uttered the words Dhyana Mangalam. The word dhyana generally means meditation. But in the case of the gopis, it simply means that they are remembering Krishna. The gopis' remembrance is not like a yogi's meditation. When they remember Krishna, they forget everything else. Whatever they are doing, whether it is walking, talking, or cooking, they are always immersed in Sahaja Samadhi, a natural, deep absorption in Sri Krishna. The word Sahajayate means to come naturally from birth. Their full absorption in anything related to Krishna comes automatically and naturally. Srila Vyasadeva had to make some effort to practice Bhakti Yoga, and in this way he achieved Samadhi. The gopis, on the other hand, do not require a practice, sadhan bhakti, because their hearts are steeped in a prema that is situated in the highest stages of Mahabhava. They never come out of Samadhi, they simply go deeper and deeper into it. Their Samadhi deepens when they see Krishna, and it further deepens and thickens as they remember him when he is out of sight. Some people are puzzled by this. They wonder, which is actually higher, meeting with Krishna or being separated from him? We will understand these topics when we have gained some realization of them. And for now, we can pray to the gopis as Srila Vishvanatha Chakravarti Thakur and Srila Jiva Gosvami have prayed. Neither Brahma nor anyone else can explain these topics without your mercy. One can understand them by your grace alone. If the gopis bestow their mercy upon us, we will become qualified to fully comprehend the true nature of their pastimes, which cannot be understood by intellectual analysis. At present, we must hear these topics so that we can develop a greed to perform Raga Nuga Bhakti. The fruit of hearing these topics will be that eventually we will feel that we cannot live without hearing them. At that time, the gopis will bestow their mercy upon us, and we will be able to appreciate something of their unlimited glory. In one's practice of Vaidhi Bhakti, one performs an arati ceremony to the deity of Krishna on the temple altar. Sri Krishna already has articles that are millions of times superior to any the aspiring devotee can offer. Yet, out of duty, the devotees offer him articles of worship. He offers lamps, water in a conch shell and cloth, and then he offers foodstuffs, but he has no feeling. The Vedic scriptures state that even if one performs archan for millions of births, it is not certain that he will develop a taste for Raganuga Bhakti. However, if a person hears and discusses topics such as Gopi Gita in the association of a Vaishnava who is superior to him, and he practices bhakti under the guidance of that Vaishnava, it is certain that he can develop this taste and greed. This is made even more effective if he associates with a Vaishnava who is Rasika and Bhavuka and who has realized these topics. We cannot imagine the results of such association. In this way, we will understand the topics of meeting and separation. The following pastime reveals how there can be separation in meeting. Once, at Prem Sarovar, an incident took place that impelled Sri Krishna to leave Vrindävana. Srimati Radhika was sitting on his lap, embraced by his arms, and listening to his loving words. A bumblebee began to buzz close by her, and she became fearful. Krishna's cowherd friend Madhumangal chased away the bee with his stick, and returning he boasted, "I have driven Madhusudana away, and he will never come back." Madhusudana means bumblebee, but it is also a name for Krishna. Srimati Radhika heard these words and assumed Madhumangal was saying, Krishna will never return. Even though she was sitting on Krishna's lap, she was immediately thrown into the ocean of painful feelings of separation and began to cry out, Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Her agony became so intense that she fainted. This stage of love for Krishna, feelings of separation in meeting, is called Prem Vachitya. Prem Vachitya is experienced at the time of meeting, whereas Divyanmad and Chitrajalpa appear at the time of separation. Happiness and sorrow are both felt at the time of meeting and also at the time of separation. In Prem Vachitya, Radhika is externally with Krishna, but she feels internally that she is separated from him. On the other hand, in Divyanmad and Chitrajalpa, when she is externally separated from him, she thinks, Now I am with Krishna. Internally, she is fully meeting with him, and this gives joy to her heart. Shri Krishna noted Srimati Radhika's moods in her separation from and meeting with him and thought, Radhika and the gopis feel my presence when we are separated from each other, but sometimes they feel separation from me when I am with them. At those times, there is nothing I can do to help them. Their feelings of separation while meeting bring them great distress. It would be best if I go far away so that they can meet me internally. I should leave Vrindavan forever, for it is better that I feel pain so that they will have some happiness. The gopis feel the same way about Krishna. As long as Krishna is pleased, it does not matter how much sorrow or pain we feel. They find some consolation after Krishna has gone to Mathura and Dwarika and they are in Vrindavan, thinking Krishna is happy with his queens, his sons and all his other associates, and he also feels joy in meeting with Kubja. Let him be happy. We do not want to disturb him. Similarly, Krishna finds some consolation when he is in Mathura or Dwarika. The gopis are somewhat happy in their feelings of separation. I want their happiness, and they achieve it in those moods and sentiments. If I were to remain in Vrindavan, it is possible that they would experience such separation from me and they would die. These sublime sentiments are especially true of Srimati Radhika, who tastes the separation moods of Divyanmad and Pralapa. Her living moods have been described in our acharyas' commentaries on Bhaktivedanta Gita. The reason the gopis do not die in anguish of their separation from Krishna is that they think Krishna would be greatly distressed if we were to die. For this reason alone, we must remain alive. Likewise, Krishna thinks, if I were to die, the gopis would feel indescribable pain. He and the gopis want nothing but each other's happiness. This is called pure love. We hear that Krishna left Vrindavan in order to kill Kansa and to be with Vasudeva and Devaki. But these are only external reasons. The most essential and prime reason was to please the gopis. Moreover, we must consider whether or not he really left Vrindavan. His going to Mathura and killing Kansa is described in Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 44 and chapter 45 describes the subsequent events as follows. When Krishna and Balarama left Vrindavan and went to Mathura with Akrura, Nanda Baba also went to Mathura. The day after they arrived, Krishna kills Kansa and Kansa's brothers fought with Krishna and Balarama killed them all. Later, the same day, Krishna reinstated Ugrasen as the king of Mathura in a grand celebration with offerings of flowers and much opulent paraphernalia. Ugrasena had previously been king, but Kansa had usurped his position. After Kansa's death, Krishna performed the Abhishek ceremony, a bathing with auspicious ingredients, to again establish him as the king. After Ugrasen was reinstated, all the important members of Yadu family such as Vasudeva, Devaki, Ugrasen and Akrur had a long meeting in which they decided, we must take great care of Krishna because now that he has killed Kansa, he will try to return to Vrindavan. Nanda Baba is waiting in a garden on the outskirts of the city. We must do our best to ensure that Krishna and Baladeva do not return with him to Vrindavan. We will impress upon them that they are sons of Vasudeva and Devaki and not Yashoda and Nanda. Accordingly, the members of the Yadu family were very affectionate to Krishna that day. You are the son of Devaki and Vasudeva, they told him, and we are your relatives and family members. Do not think that Yashoda and Nanda are your mother and father, and do not think that your real home is Vrindavan. You actually belong to Mathura, and we are your natural relatives. Meanwhile, Nanda Baba was waiting for Sri Krishna and Balarama Prabhu in his camp outside Mathura. On the evening of the second day, when it had become dark, Krishna and Baladeva approached him. They sat on his lap, one on each side. "Why are you weeping?" they asked him, but Nanda Baba could not utter a word in response. Understanding his mind, Krishna said, "Baba, you are my father. So why are they saying that Devaki and Vasudeva are our mother and father? All the Mathuravasis are trying to persuade us to accept this." During that conversation, Krishna and Baladev and Nanda Baba discussed many related topics. Srila Vishvanatha Chakravarti Thakur explains in his commentary that everyone wants to live in that place where they receive the most love and affection. Krishna received so much love from Nanda and Yashoda, whose prema is certainly far superior to that of Vasudeva Devaki and all the other Mathuravasis. Why then did he stay in Mathura and not return with Nanda Baba to Vraja? According to the rules of prema, he should have gone with him, but according to Srimad Bhagavatam, he did not do this. What is this Siddhanta or conclusive philosophical truth in this connection? Srila Vishvanatha Chakravarti Thakur says that prema has two chambers or prakoshthas. The first is where the manifest pastimes Prakat Leela are performed, and the second is where the unmanifest pastimes or Aprakat Leela takes place. In Prakat Leela, Krishna and Baladeva do not return to Vrindavan, whereas in Aprakat Leela, they returned. Vrindävanam parityajya padam ekam na gacchati. Krishna never sets a foot outside of Vrindavan, not a single footstep. This statement refers to our Prakat Leela, in which he is always in Vrindavan. In Prakat Leela, however, he sometimes leaves Vrindavan and sometimes he enters. Srila Vishvanatha Chakravarti Thakur has explained that it would be opposed to Bhakti Rasa if, in our Prakat Leela, Krishna was not always with those who love him the most.